Oh my God, this is great. This is you could teach an entire class on it like this.
This is unbelievable. Yeah. I can also bring up the
Yes, I can hear you.
to get to YouTube.
Oh my God, this is great. This is you could teach an entire class on it like this. Redundant, John.
I just figured out how to do a live class so that the students and the teachers or whoever else wants to watch, this is great for demos, won't be burdened by a lot of implementation and installs. I mean, you just go to the live stream YouTube channel.
Yeah, and then I mean, with maybe if we even proper lighting on those devices and like colored labeling.
The lights are off on the Eddy tank. He can turn them on. They can also be on inside underneath the tank too, so you can see those devices.
Yeah, they have Bluetooth lights that I've seen someone just dim their light bulbs with their phone. So I wonder if you could do that from range.
No, we actually have that in this tank, but they're under control of Jeff Shoemaker.
Oh yeah.
So he only turns them on at certain times. So it's just a matter of coordinating with him.
Okay. Well, this is great. And then even like some waterproof stickers for, I mean, a whole setup of how to set this. I mean, a whole video of how to set this up and what buttons to press and what the devices do. I mean, this is really cool. You don't even have to be there to do this. This is pretty incredible.
Right, I'm at home. Right.
This is great. I mean, perfect timing for the stay-at-home order. You know, it's been going on for months and months.
Right.
And a lot of teachers had to teach from home. And I don't think they were using stuff like this.
No, I've watched some of the classes that my grandkids have had, and when they say they're on remote learning, sometimes there is no interaction with the teacher at all. They're just using email to send them assignments, and then they post the assignments, online, and they're finished for the day. Nothing with any other kids, nothing with the teacher, no interaction of talking back and forth.
Yeah. So, one of my friends is when you, Ronnie, and I were going over the pitch for the Trout tank, I was over at my friend Jorge's, and he was a translator for the Denver courts, but then he became a high school teacher. And he was teaching high school, and it was essentially, here's your assignment. You gotta like speak up, because we were hanging out, just doing whatever, and he just hears like somebody ask a question, and then he responds, and then he'll clarify a few things, and then send links, and that's the entirety of the teaching interaction.
Yeah.
So that's not. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe some people are going to thrive with that, but this is a lot more interactive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fish are all moving.
It's hard to take your eyes off the fish. I mean, there's a big one named that the intern has named Jerry, that is like 3.5 inches long, and you'll see him sometime chase the other fish. He'll come up and down.
Well, this is great. Have we found a way? I saw you were talking with Geoff, or maybe that's Jeff. And somebody else about coordinating for a live stream setup. So do you have to have this open on your side for this to run, or can it run perpetually from the camera to a link? Actually, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just wondering, do you have to will this perpetually be on this link?
Okay, I've set up the Zoom call so that it's a scheduled Zoom call that anyone can dial into. The organizer doesn't have to start the Zoom call. So we could have an automated process someplace, running on one iPhone.
Mhm.
Just dial in, and then the other thing it automatically does is start a session looking at the cameras, and then another thing that it could do, or another student, another iPhone could call in and look at the Senai device. So
Does
once
it have to be
that,
2 different iPhones?
well, only one person can present at a time. Um,
Oh, yes.
like for instance here, I can share my screen, and it shuts off the other person's screen.
Okay, yes.
Maybe a few
Yeah.
seconds.
Hmm.
You haven't seen it yet.
I see it on my phone. Well, I guess I need to see it on the Zoom though.
Hey, you can turn. Are you seeing closed captions on your Zoom call?
Yes,
How about that?
I like that. I like subtitles and captions.
Okay, so now I've shared what's on the Senai device.
Yes, I see that.
So the last reading was sent in at 10:23.
And what does that value mean?
That's parts per million of free ammonia.
Okay. And how do we mitigate the ammonia? Because the fish are get like producing ammonia, right?
Right. That's a natural process that takes place in the filter. You get the right kind of bacteria in there, and you process them, correctly, and you balance your tank with chemicals and that kind of stuff, and it'll take care of the ammonia.
Okay.
And the biggest thing is to keep the uneaten feed out of the tank.
So it does. Yeah. Okay.
And here's a temperature. I'll roll up so you can see the temperature.
Are you thinking about presenting this at the next board meeting?
I don't know. Live demos are really tough, but I ought to be able to figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, this is seriously cool.
Maybe I should. What I could do is have you and somebody else sign on it and do a video capture of it. That might be better, because the board meetings are at night and the tank is dark anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And then just run the video.
Mm-hmm.
But the Senai device is really slick, because you can change, instead of looking at the last 24 hours. I can look at the last 3 months. You'll see that in 18 seconds.
So does it go back to 3 months, or and then does it delete?
It's continuously recording this stuff on a server in Liechtenstein.
Does it cap out though?
Yeah, I think it writes over after a while.
Okay. So do we want it? I'm just wondering, at some point, do we want to log in a database before it writes over, just to have a running history?
This is up to the students and the teachers. And you look up at the top of the screen in 18 seconds, and you'll see that we have two sensors in that tank. One is called the Greenway sensor, and the other one is called DTU Senai number 2. But eventually, all the sensors that we buy and put out in the school's tank will be listed up there. So at any point, anybody could look at, hey, what's in down in Littleton's tank, or what's in tank number 6, or something like that.
Nice.
So it would.
How many tanks do we have telemetry systems in?
Just one. This one.
And how much does the telemetry system cost up front and then to maintain per month?
$500, no maintain per month, no cost per month.
Okay.
Well,
Do we have?
there is a $10 cost per month for a slide, and you need the slide to pick up ammonia and pH. You have to replace that every 30 days. You see on there where it says replace slide in 25 days?
Yeah, I see that in green.
Yeah, that's the current slide. It registers it, and then you have to replace it because it it wears out. They're using a light source. I think it's a red laser, to blast through the water to detect the hydrogen ions, which they then send through the Senai device to turn into the pH, and then you do a similar thing for the ammonia. The temperature sensor is a lot more straightforward. We've been doing that for years. They don't need a slide, but for those things, the content of the water, it's a little more complicated.
Okay, so 510. How many tanks do we have out there already? 6.
We have 6. Yeah.
Okay,
it's not a big deal, and it's a one-time investment. It's just what ought to be happening. Nothing has improved the survivability or the tanks for 20 years.